It's Bbyafricka, and I just hopped off the porch with Big Dirty Glove.
Young nigga call me Blue Bayou cause I stay in the mood. 2 red bones in the backseat on the way to Baton Rouge.
Alright, we got Bbyafricka jumping off the porch with us today. What's up, sir?
What's up?
Coolin',
What's up with
coolin'.
you?
How you feeling?
I feel good. I just got off a flight.
For sure. Straight here from the flight. I appreciate you coming to fuck with me like that. That's some real spill. That's some real love.
It is real, right?
Nah, for sure. Appreciate you coming to fuck with me.
That's really the only reason why I came out here.
Really? To come fuck with me?
Yeah.
My nigga.
I'm not trying to be out here and it's bad. Start doing shit I'm not supposed to be doing. Came here to do this and that's it.
No cap, because Atlanta can get you in trouble real quick.
And I be like, damn, now look where I'm.
Oh God. What type of trouble you be getting into when you in the city?
I just be doing a lot. Last time this nigga gave me some Caprico that I drink.
Yeah.
I didn't really know about it.
Yeah.
And then I was just so fucked up. Now I had a flight in the morning. So then I'm the kind of bitch that I'll miss my flight and shit. So it's like, that's already bad.
Yeah.
I got shit to do at home.
It's still lit though when you kind of, you know what I'm saying, enjoy it. Be like,
Yeah. But
it's
like,
vibes.
Yeah. It's gotta be like a balance.
A well balanced, like working party, you know what I'm saying, a good one. Atlanta will get you fucked up.
Real bad.
The party could be at work.
That's what I'm saying. That's some Atlanta shit. And they really do be.
Real shit. So, how would you rate your experience growing up in Inglewood, California?
Honestly, it was like, I feel like regular. Just like growing up and like playing with the kids in the complex and shit. And then, there's a lot of them like that well not a lot, but like a couple that I'm still like cool with. But honestly, I moved around a lot too, so. It was like, I wasn't just in one place for one time. I moved to like a lot around LA and like the Valley and South Central. I moved to a lot of schools, Hawthorne, so.
That's real.
It was, I was just like, I don't know. I would like find some trouble everywhere.
I was just going to ask, how would you describe yourself as a kid coming up?
I was bad. I was always getting into it with niggas, especially in school. I always be getting into it with a nigga. I was like, I just like had this like realization that like, I really be slapping niggas since then. Even like since I was young, like it's just been a thing. Not for no reason though.
I was gonna say, why do you be slapping these niggas?
Cause like, I don't know if niggas just be talking crazy and it's like, you're not about to talk crazy like that. Like, I'm sorry.
You got big brothers or something?
I got a brother, he my little brother, but he big. But that's not why, it's just like, you're just not about to talk to me crazy.
Yeah.
Then, I don't know, it's just like something that's been in me clearly since I was little because I remember I got suspended for slapping this nigga. I don't even remember what happened, what it was about.
Just slapped his ass?
Yeah, slapped him.
Tried you up probably.
He tried me.
He deserved it.
He did, he was real mad after too, because he was probably, I want to hit this bitch and I can't. He was real mad.
Nah, for sure. So how would you describe your upbringing?
I would describe it, I was going to like different schools, right? I was going to school in South Central, but before South Central, I was going to school in the Valley, like homeschool. And then we just went there for like an hour, and then basically you had the rest of the day to do whatever. But all my friends and shit was at real school. So then I went to South Central and they was like, oh, this bitch came from the Valley. So I thought I was like some bougie bitch or something. And I was emo too, so they thought I was weird. So the hood kids didn't like me in South Central. I used to only be cool like with the niggas. And then, yeah, from then, I went to college for a little bit. And then I just like, I fell off track because I had a nigga that was leading me the wrong way.
Damn,
yeah.
How you let a nigga lead you down the wrong path?
I don't know, he tricked me. He tricked me real good. He would just be coming pick me up from school like, oh, you want to miss a day? And I'm like, why would I want to miss a day? I was real good too. And he used to be out the shit and I would try to like be the best, like I could save this nigga, like, you know. And I lost myself, like.
God damn, well, we glad you found yourself again.
Yeah, right?
Real shit. So at what point would you say you ultimately jumped off the porch?
Probably like after I dropped out of college, and I was like, fuck this. This is like, it was too much. Like, I gotta figure something else out for real. And I started to get into like music. My dad like does music too, and so he had like one of his friends staying with him who was a producer and shit. And so like I would just be over there just like having a drink, like, oh, like fuck it, let me just try to make something. And they ended up making some shit. I was like, okay, kind of cool. So I was like, let me just try. And then my dad got me like an iPad, and I would just be learning how to make beats on that shit, like little simple boom bap kind of like R&B beats. And then I would be too shy to go in the studio and shit. So I would just be recording like in my closet or in my bathroom. And then I met this nigga from like on Instagram somewhere, and I would just be recording at his house, and then I started being comfortable in like other studios and shit. I mean, okay, let me try to do this shit for real. After like 2018, that's when I dropped my first song, and then I dropped the tape. But it was like all hella emo. And I was like, nah, I'm not sad no more, now I'm really turn up. And I started talking my shit.
Where did you draw inspiration from musically? Like, who were some of your inspirations?
Honestly, like a lot of like the rock shit, like I really like System of a Down. It's one of my fave like bands. The Misfits, Slipknot. A lot of like rock and shit, but like with rap, I would say like Kodak Black, Young Thug, and like Rio. When I heard like Rio and the Detroit beats, I was like, oh, this is the kind of shit I need to be doing. Then I got my first Detroit beat, I was like, okay, that's how I learned how to really talk my shit. Them beats just make it come out of you.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
So when did you say that the music was starting to get recognition from your peers and shit? Like, okay.
Honestly, from like the first song that I dropped. The first song that I dropped, it was going up, and then probably because like too, like my baby dad, he's a producer and DJ too, so it was like all his shit, and like he was with like a goth boy clique and shit, so like they was like known, and like I knew like some of the same people, and then a little bit after, okay, I got pregnant, and then I had dropped Downtown and Cigarettes, and that like was my first 1 million streams, and I was like, oh my god, I hate that song too, like. It's so crazy because everybody like now, if you meet me, they'll be like, wait, that was you who did that song? Like I heard that before, I didn't even know that was you. And I'm like, yeah, don't play that. It's just so like sad and like, ugh. I hate being vulnerable like that. That's why I don't do music like that no more. I try my best to not do that. It just feels like nasty, like this is not me.
So what made you flip the switch? Like how did you flip the switch for sure? Like,
Because I was just really like, I'm not sad no more. Like, I was just like, this sad shit gotta stop. And I was like, you in control of if you sad or happy, like for real, if you think about it. Because I used to just be kind of want to be sad sometimes, like, why, bitch? Like, no, get it together.
For sure. So how was your approach to music different? Like, how would you say you started changing up
The beats,
yeah,
different producers, and engineers, and then I just had to really like learn my rap sound and voice and shit, and like go with that, because I don't want to like, I wanted to like sound like a nigga look, because I don't want to sound like, you know, like high pitched girly voice. How I don't like when bitches rap like that. So that wasn't like for me, so I had to figure that out. And then once I like got kind of my sound, kind of like I am too, I was like, okay, this is like my sound.
Nah, for sure. At what point would you say you knew you was kind of dominating the underground scene around LA, Inglewood, that area?
I don't, like with music?
Yeah. Are you fucking up the city in other ways? Let me know. Shit.
Yeah, well, okay, I was like first having clout and shit from Twitter. So I was like a little Twitter hoe. And that's where all the clout came from. That's where the following came from, period. Like I was leading the hoes, and then I started doing music and they just started fucking with it too. But I was like, I'm like pretty humble, so it was never like I was just like, oh, I was just doing my shit like that. But I think it all kind of tied together. I mean, I obviously know that now.
Yeah.
Because I can't escape it. I was at the airport and I ran into like a fan in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, hey, she was taking pictures. She was a photographer and shit. I was talking to her. I was like, that was cool.
That was dope. In the airport?
Yeah, in the airport.
Just in Atlanta airport? Uh-huh. That's hard.
Yeah.
See how that make you feel?
It was like, okay, cool. Honestly, it's starting to happen a lot more, especially like other places. Like in LA, I feel like LA kind of bougie. People probably not really gonna be coming up to you like that unless you in a certain area. But like especially like when I be in New York, people know me more out there than LA for real.
Yeah.
They just show like love different. I feel like other places than like where you
real.
from, which is dumb. Don't make no sense.
I feel you.
That shit weird.
So, how did you end up getting Saweetie on Baby Mama's Coochie, bro? You gotta tell us.
Okay, so one day I was in Miami, and then somebody sent me her live, and she was playing it, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then I had messaged her, and I was like, bitch, I love you. And then she was like, oh, like, let's do a song, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? And she was like, it was real, like, organic and, like, crazy. I don't even know how she heard the song for real. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was just going up there and she just heard and was like, I thought she wanted to get on something else, though. So I sent her different beats and songs, and then she was like, I want to get on that. And I was like, okay, you get on that. That's cool with me. And I plugged her with my producer, Dirty Sosa, so they did like other work after that too. So it was like from then, and then she was like, "Are y'all gonna shoot a video?" And we was already planning the video, so I was like, "Yeah, it's this day." And then she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna come." And she pulled up to the video shoot, and it was just like, "Yeah, we're doing this."
That's hard.
Yeah, she had sent me before that though. She sent me. She went on live and played the actual song though before I like heard what she did to it, and I was like, "Ah, shit." I was like, "You sound like the one." And then she had called me, and then she FaceTimed me and let me hear it, and I was like, "Yeah, she was talking her shit on that one."
How did it make you feel once you met her at the video shoot?
I mean, I'm from LA. I feel like we don't be like starstruck or nothing like that. But it was just regular. She was like cool. She had her little team with her. They were all nice. She was nice. She was a cool person.
That's real.
Yeah.
What would you say you learned from that experience from working with a major artist?
Honestly, she was asking me how I came up with that song. So I was
Really?
like, yeah.
Now you gotta tell us, how did you come up with this song?
Okay, so that was a real good time in my life. Was that EDD? Yeah, that was EDD time. I was racked up. I was happy. I was happy. I was in Atlanta all the time. I was always in Atlanta, like every other week with my nigga. And yeah, then like some friends at the time, I was just like, "Oh yeah, get on this song," and then I just knew it was a banger because I was like, I wrote it for Chike because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get on it," and then like I sent it to him, and then he just was being weird and not saying nothing. So I was like, "What happened?" But I later found out that's because he got on that same beat before him and like Routine and a couple other people a long time ago. So he probably heard and was like, "What the fuck?" But I guess they didn't do nothing with it, so the nigga sent it to me, and then it was just up from there. But then yeah, I told them to get on it. That's why I was really popping my shit like that on it because I was like, okay, he can rap. He can't. He not let him body me on my shit. So I was like, I gotta talk my shit for real. So I was just talking my shit. We was in the studio. We was getting drunk, and yeah, it was the racks, EDD. It was a good time. And I was like, and I had a baby, so I was like, yeah, baby mama coochie, like you bitches beneath me, like literally, like y'all don't have baby mama coochie. Like it's simple. The bitches that I was gonna get the baby mamas for the baby mamas.
No cap.
So.
And it went up ever since.
Yeah, it did.
That's hard.
I was trying to think like, okay, let me do exactly what I did when I wrote that song and everything for every other song. Like, and I was just on my patio just writing, like smoking outside, just writing.
So it just came natural.
Yeah.
Did you have the feeling like, okay, this is gonna be a big song?
Honestly, when I wrote it, I was just like, I was being funny. Like, I was just being funny because I was like feeling myself. And I was like, they gonna like this because it was funny to me. I don't know. I didn't know it was gonna like get a big feature like that though. Like I probably wouldn't have thought that. I probably would have went up either way, but like I wasn't expecting that.
No, that's crazy. But you also followed up with Dead to Me featuring Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
Talk about that, like, that's one of my faves.
Yeah. I did. Where did I do that? Oh, I did that at QC studio.
You did. You wanna know something crazy? When you was here like a couple years ago, you was recording here and then you had left here straight from here and went to go shoot the video.
Yeah,
that
we
shit
did.
was wild. I'm like, damn, Africa on the move.
Yeah, that was a chaotic day because that's not even how I wanted to shoot the video at all. Like, but what you asked me again?
How did Dead to Me featuring Lil Yachty come about?
Okay, so me and him been cool for like a long time. And then like we had mutual friends when I was coming back and forth out here. And then we went to like some Halloween shit, and then once we realized that we like all know him, she was like, "Oh, let's hit him up, whatever." So we go to his house and then we started playing music. Then he like, I guess he didn't know that like I was rapping or doing music then, so they started they put IM2 on. And then he was like, "What the fuck, this shit hard?" Like, and then he started being like, "Okay, come to the studio, like let's start doing some shit." And then yeah, we went to QC, and then yeah, I had to talk my shit a little bit there too.
Yeah, you don't let niggas body.
No, you're not about to do that. I was sitting. I'm not freestyling nothing. I'm gonna sit and really. Actually, I probably did freestyle a little bit of that because I think I was on Xanax.
Does Xanax make you freestyle?
You make better music. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I've made really good, crazy music off them drugs. But now I learned how to deal without the drugs. Because at first I was like, do I need the drugs? But yeah.
How does it make you feel making music sober versus being intoxicated?
Honestly, now I feel like it come out better because I can just relax and not be in a different mental space. And I'm like really, I can hear, now I'm like, I don't really be off beat that much no more. Like the drugs, it depends what drug though. But like the uppers, like why are you so excited to get on the beat? Like it'll be so bad sometimes, right? It'll just be going crazy. And then yeah, cause I think that flow was like a kind of slower flow, so definitely give him Xanax flow.
It's all cool though.
Yeah.
It was definitely a smash for
Honestly, I only took the Xanax because he was playing with the studio, so I thought we wasn't gonna go. So I was like, well, fuck it then. And then last minute he was like, no, come. And I was like, all right, now I'm all high and shit. But yeah, I still did my thing.
Still did your thing.
Yeah.
That's real. How does it make you feel to know that you can have big records and big moments like that in your rap career just off of you not even fathoming that it can come to happen? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's fire because I feel like I'm pretty plugged in and like people fuck with me like off the rip before even knowing that I do music, you know? So that, I mean, it come easy already, so I feel like it can only go like way more up.
That's real. Mm-hmm. How does it make you feel seeing these lame ass, weak ass, hoe ass, bitch ass niggas in the comments, right? Giving judgment about your appearance and not knowing the full story of everything you had to go through to still be alive today?
Honestly, it really, 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 really don't get to me. It don't get to me because like when they do, like okay, there was this girl on Twitter. She had like said something that I looked like burned or something. It was like out of nowhere too. And then so I don't even remember what I said, but then I guess she like went back to like, cause I guess they was dragging her, cause my supporters and shit, they be on it. So they was dragging her, and then she like went and did her research, and she I guess went to my Instagram where I posted the picture. I think it was the cover art to my last album, The Art of Geeking. I was in the hospital bed, like wrapped up, and then she was like, she wrote me back and was like, she was like, oh, like I'm sorry, like I didn't know, seeing that picture of you in the hospital made me feel like crazy. And she was like, I was just like not in a good space that day, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, I understand that because that's like the only thing something like that could come from, speaking negatively. If like you're not in a good place unless you personally know me and like we have beef or like you know somebody that I don't fuck with type shit, you know? Something like that. So I feel like it really don't get to me because I can like, just from, if you were to say something like that, I can read you the feel just because I know what's going on with you. If you're talking about that to people and not knowing what they're going through, you know?
You see straight through their soul.
Yeah, I really do. I'm real good at that.
Ooh.
So I be ready, like, okay. And they don't be having pictures either, so I was like, and it's like, honestly, you can't say nothing because look at me then and like, look at me now. Like, that's not something anybody could have did and went through and still look good. Like, I feel like I'm God's favorite.
Real
I mean,
shit.
that's why I got it right here.
Real shit. So what exactly happened?
Okay. So I think I was like, having like I was in a real bad mental space at that time. I was just like unhappy how my life was going because nothing was going how I wanted it to be, and I had all the money, I had all the plans, had everything set, but nothing was like going right. So I was like, something must be wrong with me in my head. So I got a hold of this psychiatrist, and what's funny is I was trying to do it through the county. And that shit was taking forever, but like I think that was really a sign that it was supposed to happen. But I was like, no, something's wrong with me. Like I need some help. And so I went to go to find a psychiatrist that I had to pay out of pocket for. And then I had like a Zoom meeting with him, and he was just like, oh, it seems like you're on like a roller coaster up and down, which was like, yeah. And he was like, maybe bipolar. And I was like, I didn't really think I gave bipolar because I used to study psychology in college, so I know what's wrong with me. Like, I just need to know how to fix it. But he was like bipolar, so I was like, I don't know. But like, I was desperate to get some kind of help and see for something to work, you know? So he prescribed me some medicine, like a mood stabilizer. And so he said, like, for the first week, you take half, then like, after the 5 days, then you take the whole thing. So I was cool or whatever. I didn't really notice any difference from like my mood, I guess, unless I just wanted it to be better. So I was like thinking I was happier, but I really was the same. And then like I started having like little reactions. Like one day, it was on Easter. That's what's crazy too about the whole situation. It happened on Easter, and I was like, Rebirth and shit. So it was Easter, and I had family over, and then we was eating crabs. So I'm thinking like I'm allergic to the crab because my stomach started fucking up and I'm in the bathroom fucked up and shit. And then like my lips started having like a little rash on it, but I wasn't thinking nothing about the rash like that because I wasn't like go to the doctor for like a little rash. No, it was nothing crazy. And then the next day, my lips was big as fuck. and they was swollen as fuck. And then like I couldn't walk on my feet no more. Like it wasn't like nothing visible, but it was just, it hurt to walk. So I was like, this is something's wrong. So I went to, actually the first day though, that day I went to a hospital in Inglewood, and then they was asking me like, oh, what's new? And I was trying to think, and I was like, I can't think of that. So I was like, maybe the crab. So I thought I was like allergic to crab, even though I had it before and shit. And so they couldn't even draw my blood. And so I was like, okay, I'm going home. They didn't do shit. They gave me EpiPen, and then that's it. But I went home, and it got worse. It got worse like within minutes. Like then like I started having like little red circles on my hand, which I seen that was a sign. So they did tell me when I got the medicine, it's like a 0.05% chance you could have a skin rash. That's what they said. So, you know, I'm not thinking I'm not going to take this over a skin rash. Like, little do I know, like, the skin rash ended up being deadly. Like, you could die from that. It's called, like, Stevens-Johnson syndrome. So you could die from it. But he didn't go into them kind of details. And I probably didn't Google, like, exactly what it said, because I was just like, oh, it's not going to happen to me. And then so after the first hospital couldn't do shit, I was talking to my psychiatrist, like, hey, do you think this is like a reaction? Because it said something about a rash. So like I sent him the picture in my hand. He was like, I don't know, it's still kind of early to see, but I just felt like, my mom too, she was like, no, we don't take you somewhere else because they wasn't doing nothing. So at this point, like, I really can't walk. So like I had to get a wheelchair inside UCLA. And then when we go there, my psychiatrist, he was like, oh, make sure you go to ICU, once they figure it out. Like, he started thinking, like, maybe it is they should just go in case before it happens, because you're supposed to try to treat it before it get crazy. So I go, and then they're still trying to figure out what it is exactly. So they do me a biopsy on my stomach. And then I guess they was like, okay, they realized it was that. And then so I'm still like not even knowing anything about the condition, like what's about to happen. So I'm just still like calm, like, you know, I was crying because I was like, something's wrong, but I wasn't like, it's the end of the world. Right. Like, you know, like I didn't know what was about to happen. So then that's when I posted the picture in the hospital, like where I was like laying down and I was throwing up blood, and like from like the picture when Young Thug was in the hospital. And I was just still being funny and shit, because I did not know that she was not about to get funny no more. So after that, it got like crazy. Like, I don't really remember exactly everything that happened because I was sedated. They had me on hella drugs. So like what I do remember, like, I think probably like 3 days from being in that hospital, they had to just put me down, like basically put me in like a medically induced coma. But before that, I guess they said that I was just like freaking out. It got too bad. Like I had like, it starts as like blister and rash, and it spreads from like, they ranged it from Stevens Johnson's to Stevens Johnson's 10, which is all of your body. So it was all of my body. Like, they had to shave my head because it was like, I guess, I don't know if it was I don't know what it was, but I guess like rash or some shit. And they cut my eyelashes off to like, cause the condition could make your eyes stuck open or closed, and it could just get stuck like that. So they put me like an amniotic membrane in my eyes so that wouldn't happen. There's like my arm and like my back and like a little bit of this arm was probably the part that got like ate up the most by the condition. So like they gave me medicine to try to like stop my immune system from working so hard trying to fight whatever was gonna come, but it wasn't working. So it wasn't working, whatever they was doing. So it just like came full force. It was like, it's a strong like ass condition, like that shit crazy. I never even heard of it ever in my life. Like, I never seen no shit like that until it happened to me. And so after that, they basically put me in like a coma to like, they just didn't want me to remember what was about to happen, they said. And so they moved me from there to a burn unit, because they treat it like it's a burn, because the blisters just can get so bad that like, it like takes part of your skin and shit. So they took me to a burn unit, and when I woke up, I was gone for 2 months. I couldn't see my baby for 2 months. Then when they took me to the burn unit, when I finally like woke up or whatever, my mom was there and she was like, oh, do you know how long you've been here? And I was like, 3 days. Well, I did my finger like this because I had a breathing tube. And then she was like, you've been here 2 months. And I was like, I was so scared, because I literally thought I went from like one day at the other hospital I couldn't do shit to like UCLA. and like where the fuck I'm at now. And she was like, no, you've been gone 2 months. And I was like, what the fuck? I still didn't even know what was going on. When they was like changing me, like they would like clean me and shit in the hospital, and I would have my eyes closed. I would be so scared to see like how bad it was. And there was like in the burn unit, like on the ICU floor at least, there's no mirrors or nothing. Like, so I couldn't even see if I wanted to. I didn't have my phone. I didn't know nothing was going on. So then, yeah, so I didn't walk for 2 months. I had to not learn how to walk, but get used to walking again and like moving my body around, like, and yeah, it was real crazy. Like I felt like honestly like my life was over. I felt like everything that I was like working for and doing, trying to work towards, I felt like all that shit was over with, like, cause I was like, what's gonna be after this, you know? So sometimes they would have to like bring like the nurse and shit to calm me down, cause I just couldn't stop crying. And I like hospitals too, so like the fact that I was like itching to go home after a while, like just not being by my baby was the worst part. Like I couldn't see my baby. I wouldn't even want them to show me pictures of him, because I would just start crying so bad. Like it would just be like, that was like the worst part of it. I couldn't see him. They couldn't bring him up because it was like ICU and they can't bring kids right there. So I gotta get the fuck up out of here. And so by the grace of God, like after like I had 2 skin surgeries, which they put like animal skin on your skin to help jumpstart your real skin to grow. And they do a surgery where I don't know how they do it, but they do that shit. And I had the eye, and then I had the eye surgery, the amniotic membrane in my eye. And then after that, the doctor, everybody in the hospital was hella nice. They said that I never complained or nothing. I think I was honestly, when I remember it, I was just sitting in the hospital bed, just like not doing shit. I was literally going like depressed. Like I didn't even turn the TV on not once. I was like, no. I was just sitting there. And then they had me drugged up, so I was high as fuck. And yeah, then the doctor, one day he was just like, I think you're good. And they said that I was healing faster than like anybody they've seen with that condition. So I don't know if it was all the prayers, people putting me in the prayer line and shit, or what it was. But it was crazy because I felt like in it, I thought I was dead. Like when I was sedated, I thought I was literally dead, because people like don't know when you're in a coma, you can hear everything that's going on around you. I just couldn't really see because they had like my eyes covered and shit. But like I would hear everybody, but like I couldn't talk because I had a breathing tube and a feeding tube. I couldn't do nothing. So I was like, what is this? I thought I was in the longest dream ever. And I felt like I was dead. So I really thought I was dead in my head. I was like, wow, this is death. Like, this shit whack as fuck. Like, I can't even talk. I can't even do nothing. So then they let me go home, and I had to just adjust with, because, like, it was like me knowing myself how I was and then seeing myself as this new person, which when I looked in the mirror finally, I was like, oh, it's not that bad, like how I thought it would be. Like, but it was an adjustment having to, like, be like a mom and then go through that was like an adjustment too, because my baby would be like wanting to play with me, and I was like very weak. Like I thought I was gonna go in there and be off that feeding tube and come out thick, and I was not. I was skinny as fuck, like skinnier than my normal skinny. I was skinny as fuck. I was weak as fuck. And then I feel like my baby helped me gain strength to be able to like, okay, I gotta get back better so I could like, do my mom shit, But it was just me, and then like I was in the hospital, I was just listening to Young Thug. Like that's when he went to jail too. So I really feel like it's like some spiritual connection.
I heard you woke up from the coma and was like, what happened with Young Thug? That was the first thing you asked. What's going on with Young Thug? What's going on with Young Thug?
And I'm mad because there's somebody I think my aunt and my baby dad told me that he was in jail, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what's going on in the world right now? I'm fucked up, Young Thug fucked up. What's going on? I thought we was connected because I did post him before I went in the hospital, right? And then he went to jail. I was like, damn. I thought he was going to get out at the same time too, but
yeah.
Free him.
Free slime.
Yeah, man. Free him out there. But yeah, it was an adjustment. Then I couldn't wait to get back to the studio for real, because I was listening to my music and I was like, damn, I forgot that I was hard. It was like I was listening to it all over again. I was like, damn, I got to get back. But it took me a while to even get back to that because I had like the breathing tube, so when they took that shit out, my voice was like, I didn't have a voice for like a long time. I still don't have my old voice. Like, it's still not the same. It's probably as good as it's gonna get, but it's okay. I like it now. And I liked it when it was like kind of still fucked up and raspy too, but I couldn't like record nothing. I couldn't be like loud. I couldn't project. But it was an adjustment. It was a lot. It's probably like the craziest shit that I've ever had to go through in life. Like, but I was never like mad about it. I was just like not understanding because I was genuinely trying to like do better in life and elevate and get help, and it turned into like something like I don't know what kind of lesson God made me have to go through because I'm hard-headed, but I should have just went to church and been like, God, I feel crazy, help, you know.
I feel like the dopest thing about everything is how you came out with so much confidence and wouldn't let nobody get to you. Like, I see you getting back at the people in the comments and shit like that, and I see you still posting, and you still going up, you still looking good, and I think that's the most important thing.
I think people really thought that I was going to be out the game.
Right.
But it's just like, I'm not even that kind of person. Like, I'm a strong person, and I feel like it's just in me. I've always been a confident person besides the looks. Like, that's why I have face tattoos. Like, it's a face. I know I'm cute, but it's not that deep. Like, it's like, that's the outside. I know who I am inside, and this is like a shell, like, you know? So once I had that realization, which I've just always been like that. So I feel like this, like, God just happened to me because I'm one of the people, like, I was built for it. Like, I was going to be okay regardless of how it went. So, yeah, I guess they thought that I was going to be just, like, let that shit destroy me, but I'm just, no.
Still out here thugging, popping shit.
And then I just, like, healed fast, and it was just like, nah, like, I'm not going to be sad about it. Like, I remember when I was like, this is my last day being sad about it. Like, because it was like, there's nothing I could do, you know? And all I could do was heal and get better. So while I'm healing and still already getting back to the normal shit, it just became regular.
Real shit.
Yeah.
So what would you feel, or what do you feel is your life purpose now? What do you feel like you
Honestly, I feel like I'm supposed to be like a spokesperson or something. I'm supposed to like help people, talk to people, and be like I'm the one who had to get the sacrifice so y'all can learn. That's how I feel. Like Jesus. For real. I feel like, yeah. I feel like even like when I was doing my checkups and shit after, even my nurses, like when I'll be making sure I'm okay, they'll be like, girl, you're lucky to be alive. Like, you should be like you should like be a speaker or something. Like, and I always wanted to write a book too. So now, like, really have a real something to talk about for a book.
Put in music.
I'm gonna write a book too. What you mean?
But do that too, though. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of niggas don't read, bro.
But the people that got money read. People that got money read. And I could be like rich off a book. Like, I'm cool with that. I don't gotta be like all out there in the limelight.
Write that book for sure.
You know?
Write that book for sure.
I do. It's just, that's a lot because I gotta revisit all that trauma and shit. And that's gonna be like, it's like you're supposed to go to therapy after that. And I haven't been in therapy. So by the grace of God, I'm not like fucked up mentally. But I probably should have some therapy still too. So like, cause it's just like a lot that I don't know that happened in that time, you know? But yeah, I feel like I need to use my voice, which I feel like I already do in music and I have a platform, so I feel like I just need to use it in a better way, more of like a light too. And I met like people from Instagram too, once I posted my story, that happened to them too, even though like it's super rare ass shit, but I met like some real cool, genuine people. And it's like, that would kind of help me get strength too, because I was talking to them while I was going through it. And they had already went through like a year or two already. So seeing them come back and be like back to themselves was like inspiring. Like, okay, yeah, I could do this too. Like, you know.
It's like a real rebirth, like you were saying.
Yeah, and I'm not even mad. I feel like it really was. I feel like it literally was. And then my mom was telling me she kept seeing like 8 a lot, the number 8 a lot, and that's like rebirth. My auntie, she was seeing doves and shit. And like when I got out the bank, I mean, not something about money. When I got out of the hospital, I had some money, and I was like, where'd this come from? And it started with 8, and I was like, that's crazy. And then also, I feel like I knew it was like bigger than me kind of situation because the reaction went everywhere. But like where I have my 222 on my neck, I have prayer hands right here. Is nothing right there. It was no spot or nothing. And my baby's name, there's nothing right there. And so I feel like that's God. Like, you know, you can't tell me that's not God.
No, that's real.
So I just feel like I was touched by an angel.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what else you working on right now?
I'm working on probably the hardest tape I've ever made and that y'all will ever hear, pretty much.
What made this one different from the others?
Because I really just took a break and now I feel like I just know what I'm doing too good now. And this is like, it's a whole different, like everybody knows I have flows and different styles of music and shit, but this one is just like, it's different too. Like the whole thing is different. I don't even know where it came from. It's just here. And yeah, it's just, I don't know.
That's just what the fuck going on.
That's just what the fuck going on.
Straight like
It's
that.
getting mixed. It was supposed to drop, but it's not my fault. Niggas be dumb with getting on that Zoom. You know, but it's about to drop, and I'm gonna do some singles from it. I'm excited for it to drop, though. I think it's gonna be a good one.
No, for sure. I can't wait to hear this shit.
Yeah, it's called The Rapture because, you know, obviously coming to
Come
wrap
spank
this shit up.
No, I already know the vibes.
Yeah.
Any last words and shout outs?
Shout out to The Rapture. It's on the way.
Real shit.
Yeah, shout out to God.
Nah, for
Y'all
sure.
go pray before you think something wrong with you. Just talk to God about it. That's what I learned. I don't think nothing was really wrong with me. It was just, I don't know. I need to talk to God. Nothing wrong with you. Don't get on no medicine. You just find how you is.
Just talk to God about it.
Yeah, talk to God about it.
Straight up.
Yeah, the medical company, they don't give a fuck. It's all about money.
All about money.
You know?
Nah, for sure. Bbyafricka, we appreciate you jumping off the porch with us today, so.
So I gotta jump off?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll jump. You lying, I'm not supposed to.
Yo nigga call me Blue Bayou cause I stay in the mood. 2 red bones in the backseat on the way to Baton Rouge. He love me cause I'm model skinny and I'm battle